Pick up your phone, call me when you see this in the morning. 'Cause I've been waiting way too long for you, yo. Maybe all I need is just a 1 and a 2 to get right back to you. I got time, you do too, hey, but not that much. You pushing me to my limit, yeah, right from the beginning. Just the other night you was sleeping right by my sidekick. Took it down how you liked it. I need you to pick up your phone and call me when you see this in the morning. 'Cause I've been waiting way too long for you, yo. Maybe all I need is just a warning to get right back to you. That's it right there.
Damn. You gave me goosebumps.
Damn. And this is how we starting our show today with my
gosh.
man in the house.
Whoa.
Holy
that was
shit.
amazing.
Hey,
Thank you very much.
That was amazing, honestly.
Appreciate it.
And welcome to the show today.
Yeah.
We out here again back at First Best Exotics down the house with my co-host, Mr. Cornelius.
Hello.
Yeah. We got.
That was a very abrupt ending to
Yeah.
intro.
Just
That
a
was
quick
amazing.
intro.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But go ahead. We got my man Stefan from South Africa in the house.
Yeah.
And then my man Manny, who discovered you.
That's
Exactly.
right.
And putting in a lot of work, bro. I see you all the time pushing this guy, and I love it, bro. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of hard work, and it takes time.
Yeah.
You know, like anything, right? You do anything every day, you push it. You know, you're gonna get that result.
Of course. Cheers to that, bro. Cheers to you. You sound amazing, honestly. Like,
Cheers, everybody.
I love
I'm not
that
drinking on camera. Wait, how did you find him? How did you discover him? Because South Africa is not around the corner. It's in Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually probably one of the most farthest places in the world
Right.
from where we are. We're on the West Coast,
Mm-hmm.
and South Africa is like a 28-hour flight or something like that.
Like to go total. Yeah.
Yeah, because you gotta do a stop, and
Stop.
it's either in Dubai or
London.
Yeah, or in London, and then you gotta, it's a mission.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's a mission. So actually, I met Stefan. He came to a singing competition in Long Beach from South Africa. So he literally flew from South Africa
Oh, wow.
to Long Beach for a 2-day singing competition.
How did you know about that? How did you hear about
I know.
that?
How the hell did you
I'm
know
like,
something
wait,
going on in Long Beach?
South Africa?
How the
Yeah,
hell
there's-
did you
I mean,
hear?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that bring talent from South Africa and all over the world. It's like an international competition. It's not just like South Africa and America. There's like all kinds of countries from all over the world that come and compete in this competition. And there's people in South Africa that just look for talent and bring them over.
Right.
And I heard of this competition. And I made it. You have to make it through like a South African version of it first to then go and then make it to this like world one. And I was there, and there's a lot of people at this competition. Judges. Manny happened to like be a judge at the competition for talent. And I remember we were like kind of like, this was my big break, so we were kind of researching a lot of the judges, and a lot of people from South Africa were like, hey, like we're trying to get a call back from Manny.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time we were like Manny Majares, but now I know better. It's Manny Miharis,
Yeah,
Now I
yeah.
know.
Wait, but he's got to back up a little bit because he actually didn't even want to sing or know he could sing. He wanted to be a race car driver. He had his-
That's my kind
and
of
that's
boy
why you're
right
here,
there.
huh?
And his dad, him and his dad, they were into cars and they knew all about that. So he's got to back up before he got his arm twisted into singing before he even met me.
Yeah.
So
How'd you
once
go
you
from
back up
race
and
car
go,
driving
Right.
to singing?
Were you
Yeah.
just-
He was in the shower and someone heard him, right?
Something like that. No, I mean, like, I always loved music, and I did sing. Like, I would always be like, hey, mom and dad, like, look at me sing this song. But I guess my parents were just kind of like, oh, yeah, look, he's, like, having fun as a hobby, doing music and whatever. And I just loved going to, like, car shows, and my dad had some cool cars, and I kind of fell in love with that. So I just wanted to race cars. I probably would have, like, wanted to be, like, a NASCAR driver or something like that.
Hell yeah.
Are they classic cars or more exotic cars?
No,
or what
definitely
kind of
more classic cars. My dad had a
cool.
69 Camaro, and more cars like that. But yeah, at the time, I loved his cars he had. And yeah, basically I just wanted to do that. Like, I just love cars. And then my teacher at my school that I was at, like, signed me up for like another kind of singing competition because I just didn't want to do it. But they actually ran out of boys, like little kids to be in the competition, and she's like, you do music, right? Just come, like, we need more people to audition. And I was like, sure. And it was like a national competition in South Africa, and I won the whole thing. It was on
So
TV.
cool.
And I was like, oh shoot. It's like, I guess I was like I guess I wasn't as bad as
How
I
old
thought.
were you at that time?
Yeah.
9.
Exactly.
I was 9.
9?
Yeah, I was 9 when I won.
Holy.
Damn.
How old are you now?
16.
Hey, Justin
Whoa,
Bieber
I thought
better.
you were 19.
Justin Bieber better watch out. You
Yeah,
coming
man.
in hot,
Holy
boy.
shit.
We got the next
Wow.
Bieber right here,
Yeah,
global
yeah.
superstar
Didn't-
Stefan
didn't-
Really?
Benz.
It's
Didn't he
true.
open up for?
It's true.
Didn't
Yeah,
they do a
so
thing
we've
together?
actually met Bieber a couple times. You know, he obviously gets the comparison a lot,
Yeah.
but we're doing just a
Yeah.
little bit more like, you know, because he's South African, we're doing a little bit like Afro pop is kind of like where we're taking his direction, but it's a mixture of R&B and pop and soul. Just because he can do it, he's got the natural voice of that,
Yeah.
which you guys will hear in a little bit. But yeah, that's the direction that we're going. And
Well, we already heard it. I already
Yeah.
recorded that. I already got it on this.
You don't have an accent though.
Yeah.
How's that?
Well,
You have an American accent.
yeah, so a lot of people actually say, even though I do have this accent, they're like, oh, I could kind of hear it on that word, but I know. So when I was a kid, I'm still a kid. When I was a younger kid, I loved doing accents. Like, I would be like, hey, Dad, listen to my British accent, and like just like do accents. And then when I came over here for the first time, I was like, I don't know, like I just did the American accent, and it just came very natural. I was young. I was good at accents anyways.
So you're
And-
doing an accent right now.
Well,
This
no,
isn't
now
your
it's natural because now
I'm
it's
like, this is
no,
not
now
your
it's
natural
now
voice.
it's now it's natural because I've lived here for 3 years, and I used to come for the last 5 years every like
Yeah.
2 months and just spend a lot of time here.
Mhm.
You know, I got a lot of peers, a lot of friends that speak like this. Everywhere I go to the freaking supermarket, and if I'm like, hey, can I get a water instead of like a water, they'd be like, wait, what are you saying? Like, my mom be like at the restaurant, she'd be like, can I have some ranch dressing instead of like ranch? And they'd be
Yeah.
like, wait, what? I don't even know what you're saying. So it just came natural with my friends and just the people I have to speak English with. But English is my second language.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my first language is Afrikaans.
Afrikaans.
Yeah, Afrikaans, you already knew.
Super cool.
Mhm.
My brother
Super
lived in
cool.
Africa for a few years.
Oh, yeah? That's
Yeah.
dope. Where in Africa?
Senegal and Morocco.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. I've actually never been anywhere else in Africa. I think I went over to Mozambique for like 25 minutes one time. I think I drove over the border.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, the thing is, I'll go back to my South African accent. I used to speak like this. It used to be a little bit more of almost a British accent.
Right.
And this is how I, like, if I'm speaking English to my parents, I'd speak like this. It's kind of just a natural switch. I don't have to think about going back and forth. I'll just go like this. And then ek sal 'n bietjie Afrikaans praat en ek sal hier gaan, and then I'll just go straight back to English like
Sure.
this. So I don't even have
Yeah.
to.
You don't have to think about it.
It's fluency in both. That's what they always say is fluency is when you don't have to think about it. So I
Right.
guess it's just the fluency in both where like it does. I don't even know I'm speaking English and I'm speaking Afrikaans. It kind of just feels like I'm just
Right.
speaking
Yeah.
whatever.
Well,
So
when you're younger too, the
Right.
accents
Yeah,
don't
you-
really stick because
right.
we came here around 9 and 11. So
Yeah,
I mean, people are like, "Where you
I-
from?" Because
I
they
bet
don't
if
hear it.
I bet if I went back to South Africa like for like
It'll come back.
3-4 days, it'd probably be
Yeah,
back.
yeah, right back.
Can you do the rest of this in a British accent though? Just for fun. Can you just do that?
Can
It'd
we
be
just
cool.
get the
It'd
British
make it
accent
like
side?
That would
a
be
little
sexy.
edgier, you know?
Yeah.
Can you just do
Yes,
that?
I can. I can do the South African for you for the rest of this because it is natural. I can still do it, and I do it all the time with my
sounds good.
parents.
It's cool. It's great.
I know it's
I
better.
like the
I wish I
accent.
could. I mean, the thing is, I could do it all the time. I just kind of have to like think about it for a bit, and then it'll become natural.
Yeah,
Are your
yeah.
parents here with you?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I moved.
They actually came to the shop.
Oh, they did?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
when the first
Yes.
time
Yep.
they shot the music video, which is this one.
Yep.
Oh, yeah?
Right there.
It was here in the shop.
Oh. When
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
that?
so I
Manny called me. And
Shut
yeah, so
How do
I
you
called
guys know
Ollie.
each other?
So here's the thing. So
Mutual.
back in my day, I used to go to Josh Slocum's and used to go to Sutra, and we just
Got it.
me
Party,
and one of
party.
my first clients was Jeremy Jackson,
Yeah.
who played Hobie from
Love
Baywatch.
him.
and-
we had him.
Yeah.
He's great.
yeah,
Great
so
guy.
yeah, he's great. He's all ripped up.
He's all
and
like
he
a
came
monster.
here
And
and did
actually,
like
yeah,
a breathing
He's
thing
actually
with
going to
us.
help us get him into shape and get him all
Right.
into
Oh, nice.
into dog shape and stuff. But
Shape.
Yeah,
Well,
but
wait,
like
wait,
bigger,
wait,
bigger,
wait,
bigger. Like just
Oh, like bull
Ripped,
cut?
just a
like
little
ripped,
muscle,
like,
just a little
yeah.
muscle, just a
Get a
little,
little
mu- just
bigger.
You
a
look
little.
great.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
I mean, it's just
Jeremy's
like
good.
skinny. Like yeah,
You're just
Jeremy's
kidding.
a,
Jeremy's
Yeah.
freaking ripped.
Jeremy's
Yeah, but
a
we
good
were-
ass
we were-
dude, bro.
getting ready to shoot a video for one of his songs, Trip Girl, and I called up Jeremy and I said, "Hey, who do you know that has access to, who's the king of OC right now?" And he said, "You got to hit up my boy."
There you go.
The king of
My boy,
OC.
Ollie.
We go way back though. Me and
Yeah.
Jeremy go like I don't even know, like 20 years
Yeah,
back, bro.
same,
We used to do
same.
parties together at
I'm
the
surprised.
club.
Yeah, I'm
I know.
surprised we never ran into each other,
Yeah.
and we probably did.
You probably did.
Yeah,
Probably.
we probably
I just
did.
forgot about
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You have such a natural talent. I have to say,
Yeah.
it was my first time hearing you sing. And usually, you know how people fake it. You're not faking it. You have a great voice.
Yeah, you got a good ass voice, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you.
It's almost
No
as
joke,
sexy
you
as
gave
mine,
me-
but
Almost there.
you'll get there someday, bro.
Getting there. I mean, yeah, the talking voice needs some work, but
Yeah,
No, I'm
yeah.
just kidding.
Talking voice is great, but you're a natural talent. So
Thank you.
I mean, for you to really take it to the next level, where are you now in your music career, and where are you headed? What are you envisioning for yourself?
I mean,
Damn.
yeah,
Tell
I-
them where you just came from.
Yeah, so
He's like, I came from Madonna's house.
American
No.
Idol.
I just did American
No
Idol.
way.
Yeah,
We're on season 20.
21.
Yeah.
American Idol can drink.
Season
It's
21.
21.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I went on 21, and all that people know yet is that I got the golden ticket, which is like the first
Amazing.
round going through. So now it's Hollywood
Oh, we
week
gotta
time.
give you
Who
the
gave
clap.
that to you?
We gotta give you the clap,
Ooh,
boy.
that's
That
loud.
applause.
That's
That
loud.
applause.
Turn
Got
it
that
down.
applause.
You're gonna ruin his hearing.
Yeah, so
That's
that
a big
was
deal.
It's
That is a big deal.
Luke Bryan, Katy Perry, Lionel Richie are the judges,
So cool.
and all the South Africans were super happy. I got Katy to say, "You're going to Hollywood in Afrikaans."
So
she was like,
cool.
"Yeah, gaan Hollywood too."
Nice.
So they were all happy about that. So yeah, now it's Hollywood week time. But I mean, I released my first song when I was 12, so there's been like an evolution already of like my musical
Oh, for sure.
journey of that. My first were super pop, and then it kind of went like I went super R&B for a bit, which I still love. It's probably my favorite. But now we're kind of going for Afro pop because that's like all I listen to right now. It's just like
What's Afro pop?
Afro beats,
Can you?
like, so yeah. I mean,
I wish you would play a little beat so we would know what to expect.
yeah, Afro
you know?
pop. We're probably releasing one soon. I mean, we're going on,
Yeah,
on
we'll
a few
play.
shows.
We can play a couple snippets of some of his
That'd be fun.
music coming.
Yeah, I
out,
linked
but-
his phone to this, so whatever he plays,
Yeah,
we
so
recording
I'll put it on. But yeah, we've just been grinding. Like it's been
Yeah.
more of a slow build. You know, we've wanted to build it organically, and something that labels aren't doing right now is
Oh, for
developing.
sure.
So we've really wanted to kind of focus and hone in on the development aspect, so we have longevity in the
Absolutely.
music business. Because
Yeah.
You don't
what's
want to be a
happening-
one-hit wonder,
Yeah.
bro. You
Right.
got the right man with you, bro.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Long-term vision is definitely
Yeah.
important. A lot
yeah,
of people.
what's happening right now is that you have these people that they'll go viral,
Right.
and they'll put out a song,
Mhm.
and the labels will put a bunch of money behind them, and then they get lost. You know,
Mhm.
and it's a lot of pressure, and it's a lot to
Right.
handle. And I've had a lot of experience, working with artists like Music Soul Child and Craig David and Britney Spears and Madonna and all these people. And back in that day, you would develop. So you were a
Right.
triple threat. So you were able to write songs, and you were able to know which direction you were going in, and you knew who you were as a person and as a human, and you could kind of reflect that and talk about that in your music.
Absolutely.
So when he moved, and even getting him here was a process. We had to do, we had to talk to the court, because he's a minor. We had to, have lawyers do the agreements and the contracts, and we had to talk to immigration attorneys to get them here and get things signed by, he's on here on an O1 visa, so we had to prove that he was a phenomenon at 11 years old.
Yeah.
Even though he
Which
didn't
he
really
is.
he didn't really have anything done in South Africa other than he performed at I think 2 concerts. When he was 11 years old, and then we're saying, hey, he's big in South Africa, but he's also going to be big here. So we had to prove that case. So just getting him here, was a struggle. And then when he gets here, we're getting him with great writers, great producers. We're kind of just putting him like really in the scene.
Right.
And we knew it would take 5 years, right? Like that's the rule of thumb. It takes 5 years. But when it's a kid, then you just don't know. Maybe it's 10 years.
He's all grown up, bro. He
Yeah.
got his driver's license.
Yeah, but
We
but
good,
but
You're
you
gonna
know?
be trouble.
but
with your-
thankfully he's obviously a very bright, intelligent kid,
Yeah.
and he's got a natural ability of singing, and it's just a matter of him going in the right direction, and we believe that he's within the next 12 to 18 months he can be the biggest star in the
Oh,
world.
for
yeah.
sure. So you
We
saw
got your
him
back since day one, bro. When you came
day
in
one.
here, I was
Wait, how
like,
long ago was that? How long ago was the
Hey,
music
Almost
video?
a year ago, almost
Yeah.
probably
No
like
way.
9-10 months, I think.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
great. I'm so happy to hear what you're saying, Manny. So you saw him on the competition, and did he kind of go after you, or you were like,
so here's
he's great?
Yeah, here's the
'Cause it
funny thing.
sounds
So
like-
there's a row of judges,
right.
and we're there's 10 judges. This one's Interscope Records. This one's from X Management Company. This one's from so we're all sitting there, and artist after artist comes, and a lot of them have really big voices, like
Right.
especially like Filipinos. They love to come out and they just belt.
Yeah.
Like some of the most incredible singers I've ever heard in my life, but those are voices,
Right.
and they're incredible. But in the music business where I'm from, you got to have an X factor. You got to have something
For sure.
else that's like, like this is
Yeah.
interesting.
So what is
Right?
it? Is it the pearl necklace, or what is it? No,
Yeah.
That's part of
like, is that what it is?
Well, we brought
The
that
X
to the
factor.
table. We got him there. But he came out, and he looked confident, and he's 11 years old, and he's walking back and forth on the stage, and he's just singing effortlessly, and he's like this little blonde kid, and I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? There's something here.
For sure.
So I knew right then that I wanted to sign him.
Amazing.
Yeah. What he was gonna also say is so basically, like you said, you have all these judges, right? And then basically they could give like a callback. So you do all the rounds of the competition, and they do have a winner and stuff. But I guess that's less important. The more important thing, for at least for me, was like to talk to the judges after, because they're agents and managers like Manny and whatever, they work in the business. So I got a few callbacks from a bunch of different people, and we went to this person, and it was actually his daughter's birthday. On the day of it, and he was
I
like
was leaving.
on his way out, right? He's literally like, he has a row of like 20 people there still waiting to talk to him, and he's like, I have to leave. It's my daughter's birthday. I'm gonna miss her party, and his wife's outside waiting in the car, and my dad literally pretty much just cuts the line, and like he's like, hey,
Yeah,
here's
he just came right
He
up.
literally
He just literally
He's
came
like, "I
right
don't
up to
care."
me.
He's like,
and his
"Before you
dad,
go,
like,
wait."
and you met him, but he's
Yeah.
very like direct.
Yeah,
if he
he
wants
is.
something,
Love
he's
that.
just gonna go straight for it,
yeah.
which I respect. He just came right up to me, and he was like, "Oh, this is my son," and I was like, "There he is. That's the kid." Because I mean, I must have saw 100 kids.
Yeah.
And it's very
What he stuck
repetitive.
with,
It's
yeah.
like, okay, this is your name. What's your phone number? What's your email? Oh, you want to sing? Who do you look up to? Who's your aspiration? Da, da, da. Okay, next. And it's just over 100 kids. And meanwhile, my wife and my kids are in the car, and it's their birthday.
They're like
and I'm
waiting. They're
I'm
like, Dad, hurry
I
up.
got to get the fuck out of here. And so I get up, and like all these kids are just disappointed. They're like, he's leaving. And then his dad and him walk up, and they're like, he's like, and I'm like, you. And from there, like
was
literally the next day, I had him in a meeting with the now president of the Recording Academy.
Oh wow.
And so literally the
So
next
cool.
day, I had a letter of intent, and I was just like, I have to get this done, because this is something that I mean, a lot of people don't know this, and I haven't told anyone this, but when we started, I was like, okay, because I was at the point in my career where, I've worked with some big names, and I wrote a couple smashes, did Kelly Rowland from Destiny's Child, and that was like it went number 1 in 7 countries, especially UK, and I was like chilling. But I was like, okay, well, what's next? Like, what are we going to do next? And I met this kid, and I'm like, fuck,
That's next.
I'm going to double down. Like, it was just like, it was just like, divine intervention. It was like, I met this kid, and I sold my house. I was like, okay, let me downsize. This is going to cost money.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know, like,
For
this
sure.
shit costs money. Development, like you got to get people in the studio. And at that time, I was actually right down the street from here on 16th and Pomona.
Oh yeah.
I had two. Yeah, I had two studios. I had a double studio, and then a few blocks down, another studio that we were just. But the problem with that is that you just have to. Who's recording today?
Yeah.
Who's recording today? Who's recording tomorrow? Who's
The
recording next week?
factory.
Oh yeah, it's just a constant hustle. And I was like, okay, it's just time for me to switch it up.
It's kind of an interesting location,
Yeah.
right? Like here
there,
in
yeah.
Costa Mesa versus Los Angeles. But I feel like he did a little bit of planning, a little bit of scoped you out, wanted to get things set up with you. He's
Yeah.
smarter than he looks.
Yeah,
you know?
he knew where
He's
was
not
going.
just a
Yeah.
pretty face.
Yeah.
He's like,
He knew what he was
I
doing.
flew from
Yeah, that
South
he is.
Africa over here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
get this meeting. I'm gonna
They
get
had
this
their eyes
signed.
on
Yeah,
your
I mean,
ass.
it was
Good
crazy.
job.
I remember also it was Friday, July 13th, 2018. And that's when we literally had a meeting with, like you said, president of the Grammys, president of Recording Academy now. And we're like, guys, we like what we came to
We
do.
made it.
Guys, we did it.
Yeah.
And then after that kind of stuff, and I ended up actually like winning some part of the competition too. So, but that didn't matter, that didn't matter. This is what mattered. And then we went back to South Africa, and we're like, okay, so what do we do now? Like, okay, we met him, we got all this stuff. Like, what's the vibe? And then just kept meeting more people, and then eventually we met Charlie Walk, who Manny and Charlie founded a company to sign me to called Hit Music Partners. Which they founded the company LLC to sign me to, and
which Manny founded by downsizing his house.
yeah, exactly.
By
Exactly. But you know what? It
By
was
paying
just
for
the right
everything.
time, right place, and,
Yeah.
and I had an
And it's gonna
opportunity.
pay you back
For
way
sure.
more than what. Yeah.
I had an opportunity to partner with the then president of Republic Records. So
amazing.
he left since then, and before that, he was the president of Epic Records and Columbia before that.
Damn.
So he discovered it and built and broke people like Ariana Grande and Camila Cabello, The Weeknd,
Wow.
Post Malone. Like the guy is a fucking
Hey.
legend.
Between me and you, don't ever forget. You owe me the weekend.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's right.
I
That's
told
right. I'll
you.
call Abel. Abel.
Everybody
if you-
owes him something.
if you're
Everybody
listening-
is like,
Hey, I do
they've gotta get
favors.
something.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
I opened up my
Yeah, yeah.
shop to them.
Yeah.
I didn't even
Yeah.
say nothing. I was like,
Yeah.
"Here's your house.
Hashtag
Do your thing."
the weekend at Sal XO.
Yeah. And
he's-
I just want to like hang out one day.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. So then I flew to New York with my mom, my dad. My sister was super mad because she still hasn't been in New York. So she was mad. I've been there like 6 times now. We're actually going again soon, and she still hasn't been. So, and then I signed right there. It's crazy.
Wait,
Look at this one
You signed with Manny.
with Manny
Yep.
and Charlie.
Yep.
The meeting that you had with, who was it?
So Harvey Mason Jr.
Okay.
So Harvey Mason Jr. was one half of the Underdogs, and they did, Michael Jackson, Chris Brown, Justin Timberlake, like they were just, and then he kind of went into
Yeah, he's
the.
putting his name.
Yeah.
Hey,
Sorry.
It's all good.
No,
He's been so
He-
patient today, but
yeah,
yeah.
there you go.
He went into the other, the executive side of the business, and so now he's just crushing it. So we had a meeting with him. He wanted the production deal. Charlie wanted the production deal. We've worked with Harvey. We were J.R. Rodham. Sean Kingston got involved. So we've just been blessed and able to work with a lot of people. And not everything's a right fit,
Right.
but we obviously have love and respect for everyone. And I think that
Of course.
I mean, like I said, in the next these next few months are gonna tell us
Absolutely.
a lot.
Bro,
It's a
I
lot
can't
of
wait.
A lot of people
Let's
think
go.
like by having those meetings, you're like, what happened? Did you get a deal? Did you not? But this kind of vision, having the long-term vision is what counts. A lot of people, especially now, they're just about blowing up and then having that one song and being
Yeah,
gone.
TikTok,
Yeah.
TikTok,
That's
and,
it.
and you get Insta famous, and
Yeah.
and it comes and goes. So
Right.
those are what we like to call moments.
Right.
So
But your talent goes beyond that.
Yeah.
Your singing voice is just
Bro, you haven't even
natural.
started yet.
Right.
Bro. You ain't even.
well, that's
like,
the thing. A
begun
lot of
yet.
people don't realize, and I tell
Yeah.
my partner this too. I was like, because we get frustrated too. We're trying to break an artist, and my mentor taught me, don't chase the hit, chase the artist. Develop
for
the artist,
sure.
focus on the artist, focus
Right.
on the craft, and
That's it.
if it's meant to be, it'll come. And so you get naturally impatient,
Mhm,
but at the end of the day, it's like it's all about the journey, not the
Yeah.
destination.
for sure.
That's
Are you
100%
impatient? Are you
true.
good with where you are? Where are you? Because you're the artist, right?
I think I'm super patient just because we knew from the beginning that it wasn't gonna be me blowing up at 12 years old.
Yeah.
Like I think that's it was always gonna be impossible to break a 12-year-old, right? Like who's gonna go to a 12-year-old show is what I'm saying, right? I don't see that. I wouldn't go to a 12-year-old show personally, but I'd go to a 16, 17-year-old, right? That's Kid Leroy, that was Bieber, that was Shawn Mendes.
Yeah.
It's just kind of you going into manhood, It's kind of like everybody tells me I'm apparently tall for 6 foot, but I was like a little shorty in South Africa. Everybody's way taller than me.
Bro, you definitely grew since the last.
Yeah, since the last time I saw you. But yeah, so
100%.
so yeah, I mean the patience has always been there because we knew that was the plan. It was never like, hey, we're gonna blow up this year, and then it didn't
Right.
happen, and then it didn't. We knew. We literally from the beginning said, I'm 16 now. We said 16 was the time. So there's definitely no impatience because I've just been working. I couldn't play the guitar when I came. Now I play the guitar. I've written like 400 songs that I didn't write then. I've gotten better at the piano, gotten better at just, me overall being comfortable in situations like this. I'm doing dance lessons every week. So it's like, you need this kind of time. So
For sure.
there's no room to be impatient when you need this time. If I had blown up at 12, I would have been on a stage being like, what do I do?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
I doubt you would have been like, "What do I do?" Because it comes naturally to you.
Yeah, but it's good. You're young too, and
Yeah.
you grew, and you know now what
That's
you need
pretty
to
mature
do.
of
So
you.
it's-
Do you
Yeah.
feel
it's a
like
good
growing
way.
up in Africa and in South Africa had something to do with
Yeah,
that?
I definitely think it's very different. My sister's adapting so quick to being here. She's younger than me. She's 12, so she's already like America-fied. Like she's just crazy like America. I think
Right.
I still got a lot more of the South African in me than she does. I mean, she moved when she was 7 or 8 or 9 or something. So yeah, I mean, I think that helped a lot. You know, there's a certain level of respect like that I think I learned more over there than I might have here.
Yeah.
A certain level of appreciativeness because when I came here, you know, like the currency is crazy. It was a strain on our parents. COVID happened.
Right.
2 years. I mean, I was the one. The problem with what happened at first with us is we came over and I'm supposed to be making money for like the family. My parents weren't allowed to
Yeah.
legally work at that time.
Got it.
So there was 2 years of us just kind of like whatever we had, just biting into that. And COVID, like
Just had to get by.
my parents are only now starting to find work because they're legally allowed to have their own visas and work their own jobs.
So you were the breadwinner.
I mean, but I wasn't. Like we were just kind of biting out. You know,
Right.
I was just developing. So they
That's so
obviously
cool.
they obviously had a lot of belief in me and still do.
Yeah. I was just about to say that for your parents to take that kind of a leap,
Yeah.
take whatever they are you guys fully moved over here?
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
nothing.
You're full
Nothing.
time.
If I go over there, I'm
Amazing.
homeless.
Yeah.
We're just saying.
There you go. How long have you guys been in South Africa? Are you like multi-generational? or-
Yeah, since like 1652, like forever ago. My I don't even know anybody that's not from South Africa in my family.
No way.
Everybody's in South Africa. So I mean, yeah, that's as far as I know back. It's South Africa. The only people that have actually moved out is us now. Like we're over here in America, and I literally never speak English to my parents. So
No
I
way.
really definitely plan on teaching my kids Afrikaans. That'd be great, and I think they'd be happy if I taught it to them too.
Yeah.
Because I'm really
Oh,
happy
for
to know the language. Because you know it's like nobody knows it.
Yeah.
Nobody knows it here. I could just say whatever. And nobody knows.
Yeah.
You know.
Are you like an old Jewish family in South Africa, or what are you?
No, I mean I don't really know like too much of my
What's your last
heritage
name?
before. Beside the night, so I'm Dutch.
Oh, it's TZ or what is it?
It's BEZUIDENHOUT. Just keeps going.
Oh Jesus, that's a great last name. I'm like
Beside
it
the
never ends.
So yeah, but I think so. Stefan, I'm pretty sure is German.
Mhm.
Then Ogilvy, my middle name, I think is Scottish,
Mhm.
and I got that from my grandpa.
Put a pillow behind his back.
I know. I was
Yeah,
like
yeah, I'm
thinking.
like-
I kept looking at it. I'm like,
And I'm
Put
like,
it-
he's
Put a
uncomfortable.
couple
This
pillows
looks-
behind
this
your
looks
back.
little feminine.
Dude,
Looks
just
a little
get
sus right there.
comfortable.
Put the other
He's
one
been
behind your back.
sitting
Yeah.
up,
No, no,
yeah.
I'm good now,
So
I'm good now.
yeah, so Scottish, and then the last one I'm pretty sure is Dutch. So
That's
Dutch,
cool.
Scottish, German, I think.
Nice.
But I mean, as far as I know,
My girl's Dutch too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. Sometimes when I meet some Dutch people, like one of the producers I work with is Dutch, we could like kind of communicate when he speaks Dutch and I speak Afrikaans. It's like
Mhm.
relatively similar. Some words I have to be like, wait, what do you mean by? I don't know. But
That's pretty amazing though to not here. The culture in America is just push, right? Like you gotta. What? It's been 5 days. It's been a
Right.
week. What are you talking about?
yeah,
For you to have that kind of perspective, I don't know if Manny played a part in that, if that just came naturally, but it's so not
Yeah.
American,
Yeah.
you know?
yeah,
Because we're like now
They want to be a millionaire
Yeah,
tomorrow.
quick.
exactly.
Tomorrow.
I mean, yeah, they had to play a part in that. Of course, I would have loved to already be the biggest star on the planet, but it's
Right.
kind of just like I don't expect it yet. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like it's kind of like, of course, I would have loved it. That was the case.
Right.
But it's just not what we're expecting yet, and it's going according to plan. You know, like
Mhm.
everything's happening like it should right now.
But I think this kind of a vision, the longer term,
Yeah.
let's just we're building this. Let's keep moving that
Yeah.
way. Is definitely the longevity. And
Yeah.
that's where I imagine that's where you want to be.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the plan.
Or is
Yeah,
it
I
just
think
for
you need to just have a lot of different weapons in your arsenal,
For
right?
sure.
You got to be able to move. You know, it's not just a voice. You know, you got to be able to, you got to be media trained. You got to know how to answer questions. You got to be well spoken. You
Yeah.
got to, just the whole aspect of, the game
multifaceted.
that we're in.
Yeah.
If you want to last and you want to be Prince, you want to be Elvis, you want to be
Yeah.
MJ, like, you just got to be a different monster.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You got to, like, a lot of these people, that are stars like Taylor Swift and Ariana, like they're killers, like they're trained,
Right.
Trained assassins. Like my partner says, they're on top of their game. So
Yeah.
we want him to be in the same position
So
to
can
be able
you
to handle
dance?
everything.
I'm getting there.
He's getting there. Yeah.
Yeah. I like.
Listen, when he came to me, he had 2 left feet that were made of stone. And we got him lighter on his feet. We got him moving.
Shit.
We're doing
Hey,
choreography
make
now.
sure we record some of him
I
dancing
know.
before he leaves.
You got to do some dance moves.
Yeah.
Wait, so what
Yeah.
are all the different aspects of his profession that you're kind of building and adding on to?
Sure.
Besides the singing, because that comes naturally to him, right?
Yeah.
got a
So
voice.
there's actually different facets to singing, right? Because
Right.
if you're gonna be in the studio and you're a recording artist, well, that's accessing and using a different part of your voice.
For sure.
If you're gonna be on stage singing, that's a different projection. So there's 2 different levels, and what a lot of people don't understand too is his balls were dropping. Like he came
Straight up.
he came from 12 years old, and literally when he turned 14, like every
His voice
couple
was
months his
cracking.
voice was changing. So it's like we're starting over.
Right.
We had meetings with my partner, and we're like, oh shit, what do we do? And we're just literally like, okay, let's hang in there. Let's hang in there. Now let's focus on this. Okay, we got to focus on this now. So there's a lot of different things to do with the voice,
Right.
but then there's movement, and there's actually, performing, not just
Right.
singing a song on stage.
Yeah.
For sure.
Right. And then you get into choreography, and then you get into, you have to get into the social media game,
Right.
because now you have to have that audience and you have to have that platform. So it's like,
Mm.
okay, what are we doing that people are going to pay attention to and that people find interest? Because if people just go on and they're just singing every day, it's really not that
Right.
interesting.
There's got to be the persona.
Yeah, there's got to be the individualization
Mm-hmm.
of, okay, people got to want to pay attention to this.
Right.
So there's, those are just a few of the aspects that we're, trying to just really lock in.
Yeah, I think another thing, like when he was talking about like the studio singing and the performance singing, one of the main things I had to learn, because like people are always like, so did you have vocal lessons? Like,
Right.
like how did you learn to sing? It's like I feel like that part was always the easy part. Was like just feeling like giving emotion and doing riffs and that kind of stuff was always easy. But the thing that came hard to me was like a kind of like a stamina in my voice, because like I would just get hoarse super quickly.
Mm.
Like because I'm so breathy and hoarse, especially when I was young, I used to be like, hey guys, Stefan Benz. Like I used to be super airy and like I used to sing unhealthy.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just get hoarse because it sounds good,
Mm.
but I would just get hoarse. And then if I was to sing live, if I was to go on tour when I was 12, I just always lose my voice. What's up? So that's more what I had to learn.
He's always on the podcast. I don't know, he really is.
He's co-host. He's the
he has to make a
co-host.
he has to make a guest appearance every time.
Yeah, so it's kind
He'll lay down.
of more had to learn like healthy habits. And that's more what
sure.
I had to learn from a vocal
Are
coach.
you taking vocal lessons every day?
Yeah,
or what are you
it
doing?
used to be. I kind of like had a schedule like every week, and then sometimes the vocal coach I have, his name's Tyler Conti, and I used to just call. He's super chill, super like one of the coolest guys I know, and he'd just be like, call me whenever. And sometimes if I have to perform, I just be like, call, let me give me a warm up for like 25 minutes, and then I'd sing. But I feel like it's gotten like a little less frequent. When I would see him in the studio, Manny would get him to like do the same thing. We'd do like 30 minutes of it. But I think it's more of like up to me now. You know what I mean?
Right.
It kind of lies on my shoulders now, because he taught me everything. We're kind of just doing the same thing, so it's more up to me to put it into effect. Because
Right.
I can see him all the time, but it's me every day that I don't see him.
It's like
Right.
going to the gym, right?
Right.
You can go to the gym and you can, do
Yeah.
this, but you're really not going to push it unless someone's there
Yeah,
saying,
yeah,
go,
yeah.
okay, do
Right.
it. Okay, here we go. Unless you're, guys like Floyd Mayweather that just have so much discipline
Yeah.
Right.
and can push themselves and be like, no,
Takes
I'm
a
going
lot
to be
of
the best.
discipline, yeah.
You know what I mean? But those are far few and in between.
Yeah.
But it's like, if it's always great to have somebody like with you to say, hey,
For sure.
let's do this, let's do that. But then we're also, emphasizing and putting a big, just a big emphasis on like him being able to play instruments, right?
Right.
Becoming a
That's
real
good.
artist. There's a lot of help nowadays in recording. You got the auto tune, you got the Melodyne, you
Right.
got different DAWs, you can do production, you can side chain shit to where you're playing shit, but it's your voice. Like there's just so many different things that you can do. And so I think what Stefan and I are trying to do in our team, frankly, is just bring a little bit of singing back.
Mhm.
Right.
Those days where I grew up and I went to my first concert and they're just singing their asses off and they're dancing and you can appreciate it. And, not to sound, old school or trying to do that in any way, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, bring some of that back to
Yeah.
where, the real talent can stand on its own,
Right.
know.
He sounds good, bro.
You do sound
Yeah.
good. Are you at all worried? Because I've seen these new AI tools where you kind of feed it and you tell it, and everything is synthetic, right? But it sounds like any artist.
Yeah.
Is that at all in your?
I
Are you
mean-
even thinking about that? Like,
I mean,
like not right in this minute, but think
Exactly.
like
He's so
5
young. He's
years
probably just
ahead.
embracing it. He doesn't
Yeah.
even know the difference.
Do you,
Yeah.
You're right. Are you?
yeah, it's crazy. I've been like, when I scroll like social media stuff, you'll see like
You'll see
Kanye singing some country song, and it's not even him
Right.
doing it, you know?
Right,
like,
right.
And it sounds like, okay, cool. Like, so, I mean, yeah, but I feel like it has a little bit to go, but it's closer than we think. So it's definitely
Right.
something to.
Yeah.
So
Something
like
to worry
thinking about like 5-10 years
Yeah.
from now, where it's just coming
Right.
out, right?
Yeah.
But like, I can probably make a fake version of you in probably like 3-4 years and have it be totally.
Well, here's the thing
realistic,
about
right?
that. Not to get too not to get too into, you know, that conversation, but you know, with Web3 and some of the other stuff coming out, it's going to be more protected. Like you're not going to,
Oh,
you know,
for
with
sure.
photos and with
Yeah.
content and that's actually one of the most exciting
Good.
things in the music business
Mhm.
is that when everything went to shit, right, with the music industry and Napster and what was it, pirate.com and all that before Spotify came along, there was nothing you could do about it.
Right.
They didn't have the technology. Anyone could just stream any song, and
Yeah.
you know. But now I think that we're going to start to pull back a little bit
Good.
more of that and be able to, just like an NFT. You know, if you can own the rights to an image, you're going to be able to own the rights to a song
Oh,
Yeah.
and say,
absolutely.
"Hey, no, this is $5 now."
Right.
You know, so that's the real exciting part about the music business, and I think he's going to benefit,
Oh,
from all
you
that.
totally
So
will.
Yeah.
Is that something you guys are actively doing or pursuing, or what do you?
on the business side, yeah, on the business
Good.
side, we're doing like a what's called a decentralized autonomous.
We're a DAO. You
company.
know that,
Oh,
right?
are you okay?
I'm
Okay,
like,
I did
you're
not know
talking to
that.
the right
Let's go,
people.
let's
I'm
go.
like,
Exotics down.
this.
Oh, okay. Oh,
So
shit.
I kind of
Okay.
got into this.
Okay.
Yeah. So the music aspect of it, the music,
It's
all
so
of those-
exciting to me.
It's a
Yeah.
major component of what's happening in Web3. So
Yeah.
you don't really have to worry too much about ownership and who's
Yeah.
going to have that. But just in terms of,
Well, we're doing something very
Uh,
exciting right now. Is that he's got 3 NFTs
oh my
at
God.
different,
Amazing.
obviously at different price points, and they're actually beautiful images. But one of the things that are attached to that, besides good causes and things like that, is that you can actually own a piece of his masters. So if you go on and you buy one of these NFTs, you'll get a different royalty and residual.
Got it.
So that's very exciting because we're actually in the process of doing this deal with iHeartRadio, and he's
Amazing.
going to be on 300 different stations.
Wow.
And so it's actually a very exciting time, not just for, Stefan Benz, but for the music business and all the things that we're doing. I mean, picture this. So my last hit went number 1 in probably, 12 different countries. Some I still don't know. It took me a year to get paid.
Got it.
And that was, and I knew it was a smash. And I'm
Right.
sitting there and I'm like, wow, how much money am I going to get? I
Right.
have no idea what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to have to worry about that because with some of the stuff that's going on, he can have a song on the radio or playing in Macy's. And the second that he hears that song of his,
He knows he's getting paid.
$3.
Yeah.
And that's where we want to take this with some of the,
Amazing.
with some of the performing rights organizations like ASCAP and BMI and, things like it's just like I haven't been this excited about the music
Love that.
industry probably in 15 years.
Yeah.
You're
Taking out the middleman, right?
Yeah,
You're-
exactly.
You're directly in charge.
Exactly.
The only part that I don't understand with music is I get the NFT, I get the DAO, but how does so let's say I buy your NFT. How much what's a floor price right now?
$1,300.
Okay. And
What's our price?
36 I'm not going to say it on camera.
1299. Get you $1.
6,000. It's more actually.
but with that, so how many NFTs are there?
For
3?
his, he's got a series 1 and there's 3. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then you get DAO tokens? Is that how it works?
Yes.
And how many DAO
Yeah,
tokens
that's
do we
how
get?
correct. That's how it works. I know all about this, guys.
We don't have to get too much into
Yeah.
it. I love the technical side of
Yeah.
things. That's what I'm all about. But I think it's great. That's what people don't understand. It's not a JPEG. there's a whole. It's like a ledger, right?
Right.
You are the owner. That's what the whole movement's about. That's why the banks want to not deal with crypto because it removes their profit, right? So I think it's definitely the right way to go. In terms of your fan base, I saw a couple of videos of like girls going
Where's those
crazy, all that. Like, who is your fan base? How would you describe them?
Well, I'm
I'm
lucky
one.
enough. Okay, there's one right there.
Your voice is
Any other
amazing.
takers? Thank you very much.
Hey, I like your music. Honestly, I ain't
I
gonna
appreciate
like
it. Oh,
bullshit.
there's the American Idol. It almost looks like AI low key. I don't know what
Yeah, it
filter
does look like
they got like
Probably
a
is.
filter on there. Guys, it was fake.
Probably
we
is.
faked it all.
You weren't even there. You're not even here now.
I'm not even here right now. I'm a
Got
hologram.
the pearls.
I'm a hologram. Yeah, see, it's the statement. No, what were we asking? Oh, the fans. Oh, so we actually call them the Stefans, which is fire. We were lucky with that one. And I mean, they look like, you know, all shapes, sizes.
They look like 16-year-old little girls. Like he's got like his fan is 90%. You know,
There it is.
Yeah.
Right. Wait, there it
Yeah.
is right there.
right there.
what
Oh
they-
yeah.
yeah, 16-year-old
That's what they
girls
look
like they just go.
They go nuts over you.
Yeah.
I guess so.
So do you have a girlfriend?
No.
Why? No time.
It's a huge distraction. Stay away. Stay focused,
Yeah,
bro.
that's a good answer.
Right.
No, I guess it just hasn't happened.
He's
Like,
actually pretty busy for us. I mean, he's a
Right.
beast.
Yeah.
You know, he's in the studio like every day. He's either in a guitar lesson or coming up with chords on the piano, or
As you should
we're
be.
doing a music video,
Right,
or we're up,
exactly.
or we're in a podcast waiting for the fucking people to show up.
I'm sorry.
that's funny.
Something
Sorry.
like that, you know. We're all waiting, trying to drink some Hennessy.
Yeah.
If you guys knew what I was doing, you'd be forgiven.
Yeah,
I
we
guess,
know, we
of
know.
course,
I
of
told
Yeah,
them.
but yeah, yeah, the fans. I have some hardcore ones, and I appreciate that. You know, especially a lot of them are there from the like very beginning. Because I remember when I met him, I don't think I had an Instagram or YouTube.
How many
I mean, I
followers do
started
you
a
have
lot of
now?
that for him.
Yeah.
I said, okay, we're gonna do,
That's
you
a
know,
must,
this
bro.
Instagram. We're gonna do this
Yeah.
TikTok. We're gonna go, you know, Triller. You know, we got heavily involved in Triller. They're big supporters. You know, we just got them a sponsorship with Spirit Airlines. Shout out Spirit. They're
Oh,
flying
wow.
us all over the
Amazing.
world. We're going on Z100 and the Elvis Duran show next week.
You got
know,
your
so-
sponsorship here where you can take your Lamborghinis out.
That's right. That's right.
Oh.
Shout out First
Hey,
Class
as soon,
Exotics.
hey,
Oh,
as soon as
First
the
Class
RA comes back, you
Yeah,
got
alright.
your driver's
There we go.
license.
That's the one.
All
Or the
right.
Benz. I told you the AMG GTR. That's the one.
We had that. It wasn't renting much. Got rid of it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
How could that not rent, man?
Yeah.
I don't think people really
It's-
know.
they don't understand.
They don't
that
understand
car,
it.
bro. Yeah,
That's
it's
the
just
dream.
like, oh, it's just another Benz, but
Yeah.
you don't understand.
That's the dream
that
right
car
there.
is a shit, bro.
Yeah,
You
has a
guys
long
are car
nose.
people. I'm more on the NFT side.
He's
of
the
all
tech
that.
side.
Tech side?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
listen,
I'm totally into that.
let's get into some music.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
He's
And
like,
some
let's play
dance
something.
moves too.
No, none of that,
Come
guys.
on.
Listen, I like to undersell myself, so if I do something good, then people are like, "Oh, okay, see, you did something good." So I'll just be like, "No, I can't dance," and then maybe if I pull some out the bag, I could be like, "Cool, "I told you." Look,
Yeah.
There you go.
We got some dance moves coming in.
How many musical instruments do you play?
I play two. I play the piano and guitar, but I actually started on piano, but I think my guitar is better now.
There
I think
you
I
go.
play more guitar.
You sent a video of him playing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I sent it to you. I don't know.
Yeah. So guys, this song is called Balcony. Actually, Stefan wrote it with one of the producers I look after. His name's Peter Oliver. Out of
It's Bobby Mayfair,
out
bro.
of-
You
out of-
forgot.
yeah, Bobby, aka Bobby Mayfair. What's up? But he wrote it in Hawaii about real events that were happening in
Craziest.
the hotel.
Probably the most like based on real events song I have, and it also was like the next morning after it was like this is a dope one.
Yeah. So this song is called Balcony. Is it on
Yeah,
here?
it should be
Oh
on.
shoot!
Yeah. So he's gonna. Here we go.
Oh, I'm singing or is it just
Yeah,
listening?
just sing it.
Oh, he's like, we recording
You're like,
this. You better
"Whoa, whoa,
sing, boy.
Girl, I can't help myself. Slide to my room, don't bring nobody else. Got privacy, where you staying now? That D&D hotel, keeping style. Tiptoe it over here, big moment over here. Tipsy on the balcony, you came to be with me. You dressing up for me, only paradise I see. You and me on the balcony. You don't know me. You thought I was a nice guy, oh please baby, let me tell you that I won't be holding back no more. I can't help myself or stop myself from waiting.
Hey.
It's past the point where I just get frustrated. It's time that we get ourselves situated. Thanks for being patient. Slide to my room and bring nobody else.
Yeah, that's balcony right
Whoa.
Yeah, that's balcony.
Yeah.
I
Yo,
wanna come to your
that
next
was
concert.
a
there. Please do.
You're fucking good.
Thank you very much.
no
You're
joke.
really good.
He wants to
Thank
come on
you.
the couch. Just
No,
wanna
it's
get him
okay.
up? You wanna get him up?
No, it's all good. Let's ignore him. He's all good.
I'm going
No,
on
you
tour.
go
Going
over
on
there.
tour in the summer.
Going on
What?
tour in July.
Where are you touring?
All
Here?
over America.
You are.
Starting in New York.
Yep.
New York,
Starting in Boston, actually.
Boston.
Starting in Boston, New York. Then we're gonna kind of slowly make our way through.
To the west.
To the west.
To the west
How
side.
many locations do you have already secured? For
15? 16?
He's just
Whoa.
making
Something
himself
like that,
come.
yeah.
I think 16.
There you go.
Yeah.
So what do you do every day? Are you just recording? Are you like? It seems like you're
Yeah.
always on the go, right?
Yeah,
so
for
like,
sure.
How
I
are
mean,
you?
The beginning of this year has been like probably the most busy out of any of the last like 3 years, especially COVID was kind of just like every day in the studio grinding, making music because not too much I was able to do. But yeah, this year I've just been New York, Vegas, back to New York, to Jersey, to here, to Miami, to Florida, to Orlando,
shit.
so just
Gonna
going
pull out the cord here.
just going all over. I'm still in the studio, and recently it's been more radio interviews, stuff like this, podcasts. Obviously, the American Idol stuff kind of created a little bit of a buzz for some people.
For sure.
A lot of articles, a lot of people. So it's been busy, but I still my favorite thing to do is is go to the studio, and make some music. I haven't written a new one in a while because we're kind of just like picking out of the ones I've already done which one to release next.
Right.
Because I have so many, like there's no like I guess you could always write a smash, but we got to start like thinking about what we'd already done and just release some of that.
For sure.
Because we're also trying to release a song every month this year, which we have so far.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And then an album in the middle of the year at the same time as the tour. So
How many songs have you released already?
I've released like 40 songs.
Holy shit.
I've released I released a whole bunch of singles,
Oh wow.
and then I released like an EP with like 7-8 songs, and then more singles, and then an EP with 5 songs called How to Steal Your Girl in 5 songs.
At 16 years old, he's probably the youngest guy in the history of Spotify and ever in the music industry to be 16 years old and have like 40 songs.
Yeah, that's a lot,
Yeah.
bro.
You know, with
Yeah.
You're
You're
I-
putting
I'm
his
like-
ass to work.
I
You're
know,
like, get
he's
in the
like-
studio.
what? You're sleeping? Get up.
Hey, but you
Yeah,
know
yeah.
what?
You
You're
gotta
gonna
learn
thank
something
this
new.
guy. You're gonna
Yeah.
be like,
No, but
thank you for
seriously.
pushing me like
Yeah.
this,
You're
bro.
so lucky to have him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Seriously,
I wish I
he's
had Manny when I was
developing
15, bro.
No, he's
We were out partying,
he.
you would have had 8 of these.
yeah, bro. Straight up.
You're like, I have 10, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You're super lucky though for Manny because
Yeah,
he's
for real.
been there, done that. He has the vision. He's developing you.
Yeah, I'm obviously
There's no
super
rush.
I'm obviously super grateful because they
Yeah.
literally just took me on. Like I don't know if I was in their shoes, I couldn't see the potential like that. Because I was literally an 11-year-old kid, especially somebody like Manny and Charlie. They're like, you're signing an 11-year-old kid. That's what you're taking on after all the stuff you did.
Yeah.
Like this is what you're doing now.
But how rewarding to see that, right? For someone who's
Yeah.
Bro.
done it all to be able to.
It's not just
see
you.
that.
He's like,
Yeah, exactly.
It's
I'm
a whole
like-
nother feeling.
Yeah.
This is great.
That's actually I think he said this the other day. It was one of those moments where like kind of what we've been working on this whole time kind of came true the other day when I was on Fox. Good morning, good day New York. Good morning,
Good Day, New
Good Day New York.
Yeah.
Good day New York. And like I
We
was
have
sitting
that
there.
clip too.
Holy shit, you're famous.
No, I'm trying my best. And then I was sitting there. I played the whole song on guitar, and just like I killed it. And I got up, did the interview, and he was like,
Yeah, it was a
Dang.
serendipitous moment.
he was
right?
like, dang. He's like, what we've been working on. He just sat there, did the whole thing on guitar, sang it. His voice was, I mean,
Yeah, like this kid, when he picked up a guitar, and he's like, every time he'd strum it, he'd look at his fingers and go like this, and just be like, it hurts my fingers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, just do 5 more minutes,
Yeah.
10 more minutes, and then he's playing chords. Okay, cool. And then I have a guitar guy come in, and then he's doing scales, and then now, and years ago, my partner's saying, listen, we got to get this fucking kid to like,
Mhm.
sing a song and do it live. And,
Yeah.
and then just the other day, I'm sitting there and, lights, camera, action, Fox, Good
That's
Day New
huge,
York,
bro.
and
It is
everyone's
huge.
there. And
Everything
then,
you're
fucking
doing is
technical
huge.
guys and the camera and the jib arms moving everywhere. And this kid's just sitting by himself, 16 years old,
Yeah, I saw the clip.
by himself,
That's
sitting on a
crazy.
stool, sings the whole fucking song,
Amazing.
playing, singing, and just all the way through. And it was just like one of those moments. Where
You
I
were
was
like one of those proud dads. You were like, he got teary eyed in the back, bro. He was like, holy shit, look what I raised.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
also
yeah,
that was also a funny one because the anchor or whatever you call it, Rosanna Scotto, who was kind of running the Good Day New York,
day.
is kind of like introducing me and saying all this stuff introduction, and they're like Stefan Benz, and I was uncertain on like if I was supposed to go or if they're gonna play a video right now because they never like briefed me before, so I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to be going, and then I just went, but
They just put the guitar on the floor.
because they didn't give me no stand or anything, so I was just like, oh, okay, let me just put it on the floor, and my mic pack fell down my pants when I was standing there with the the interview, so yeah.
Nice.
You're so on, right? Usually I'm the one doing all the talking.
He
but I'm
literally,
just
he
like-
literally
I'm
is.
just sitting here going,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, every
No,
podcast you guys
he's always
watch,
like, "Shut
I'm
up."
like, stop talking.
No,
the
it's true.
guest's supposed to talk. But it's good. You you keep
No.
talking, bro. And you
Well, I'm bringing that up because there's not I don't sense any self-doubt, anything other than confidence, anything other than just being present, right? And just being
That's what you need.
yourself. Like,
Yeah.
do you have any of that? Do you ever think that way and you're just like, oh crap, I'm kind of nervous right
Yeah, no,
now? Or do you not?
no, that was one of those things where definitely in the beginning, like when I would have to perform at the thing that Manny was at, I got up, I sang a Roxette song, and then it was kind of like, dang, I mean, what I've done so far is just kind of crazy to me, and I'm so thankful because thinking back then, I was like, hey guys, like in my mind, this is my chance. Like my parents came here to America, and we're literally just taking this shot. Now this has got to work. You know, that was more when the pressure was on, because now, I kind of have that belief because of what's already happened to me and what I've already been blessed with, and what I've been lucky enough to achieve so far. Just being able to move here, like that wasn't a possibility for me then. Like I was like, you know, this is like a 1% chance of this happening now, but I gotta do my best on this stage. And then that was more when the nerves was. But now that I'm living here, it's kind of, I can, you know, people always say, especially when I get advice from like people that have done it, like Robin Thicke, who's kind of like an advisor and an older brother for me right now. He's like,
That's fucking huge.
I know.
No, he's so
And you
amazing.
said
Yeah, I
you
love
tried
Robin
to-
Thicke.
you tried to sign him?
and he's like, hey, listen,
Yeah, Rock Nation.
yeah,
Rock
Rock Nation.
Nation.
He's like, listen, you're gonna be 25 soon, and you're gonna be.
Yeah.
I was 16 the other day, and time went, right? So right now, I really just try to stay present because I know I'm almost an adult. I just got my license. It just feels crazy considering how quick this time has gone. So I think my mindset is less, like I'm not going to, like what if this doesn't work out? My mindset is more like I'm just going to enjoy it because one of these days I'm going to be 18, then 25, then family, then this. And, you know, it goes quick. And I think I already realized that just by this kind of time that's gone by so far.
So when is the last time you were like nervous or scared?
American Idol. The last time I was nervous was American Idol just because
It's a big deal.
that one got me nervous because of the expectations, right? Because at that point, this was just the other day. So like right now, there's confidence that I have, right? Everybody had that confidence in me. Everybody was like, oh yeah, he's gonna like,
Yeah,
he's-
you're gonna make it.
yeah, you're gonna make it,
yeah,
and then you're
yeah.
gonna make it to this, and you're
Yeah.
gonna win and go crazy, you know, like so.
And you're like, okay.
And I was like, okay, dang, like, okay, I guess I got to do this. So I really wasn't that nervous before because I usually thrive in situations like this situation is kind of like that. It's me in a room with exactly 3 people like this, just singing to them, and that's usually when I do best. But when I was sitting there looking at him, and you know, my fans that I've built up so far, my team, my parents, and then like the 2 or 3 friends that probably knew about it are all like, yeah, there's no doubt he's gonna make this first round. And I'm like, dang, like, what if I don't make this first round?
That is a lot of pressure.
Like, what if I don't make this first round?
That's a lot of pressure. And give them a little background. Like they're not like you don't hear them like you hear us. You're like hearing them on
Yeah,
the,
so
like
it
they're
was-
from standing from here to
Yeah.
what that gray
So
thing.
it
right
felt like
there?
I was freaking like,
Your voice has to carry, or
what'd you say?
your voice just has to carry?
Oh,
Is that
so
what
so
it
no,
is?
so bro, it felt like I was like talking to God, cause like, because it's like they're all the way over there, but
Yeah.
I hear them right here in my ears,
Right.
because there's like they're mic'd up and the speakers are like right by you,
Yeah.
so they're literally all the way over there, and you're like over here, and you're also mic'd up, so I'm
So
not,
can you?
I'm not sure.
Can you hear yourself in their speakers?
Maybe.
Or did you just not hear yourself?
I think I was also coming through speakers a little.
Because he came out and I was like, "What happened?" And he's like, "I forgot." Like I don't
Yeah,
know.
and
Like,
so
I
so
don't
what
know.
you were
it,
just-
so what it felt like was it felt like I was in VR.
What did they ask you?
Yeah, so it felt like I
I
was
forgot. Like I don't know.
It felt like I was in VR, and it felt like if I was gonna look down, I would have no legs. Like it felt like one of those things where it was just like a experience, like a visual, like
So cool.
VR experience. So like if I was to look down, I would have no legs. It was kind of just my eyes like there. I was also just like this, the audition was over, and I was like, I came out as like, what to ask you? I was like, I have no idea, because I was just so in the moment. But yeah, that was the last time I felt stressed, because of the expectations. You know, everybody was like, you know, after you make the first round, we don't care how far you get. But it's like, if I didn't, like, everybody just didn't even think about the first round as like even an obstacle for me. And then the second round, people were like, oh yeah, you're gonna make that and this and whatever. But you know, everybody got to watch on Sunday nights and to see if I made it there.
And actually, what they didn't show is that Katie kind of pushed him a little bit.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a,
you know?
yeah, a little bit.
How'd she push you?
Yeah, so I actually sang more than one song. Actually, the song that I've been like singing on most places is Just Friends by Music Soul Child. And I sang that for my second song. They asked for a second song. They told you to prepare like 3 songs. And then she was like, after my first song, she was like, yeah, do the other one. Let me hear more. And then she kind of just wanted to like, okay, another one, like just sing more and more. And then she wanted me to do this, like, she's like, okay, just go like this. And then goes like, it isn't in my blood. She makes me sing this like Shawn Mendes thing. And right after I did that, she's like, cool, let's vote. And then they just voted and it was done. But like, she kind of like was like, okay, do this, like, okay, do that, do this, let me hear this. Okay, cool, yeah, let's vote. Yeah, cool, let's go. And then I walked past the golden ticket wall. You're supposed to pull out golden tickets. And they were like, cool, you made it through. And I walked almost out all the way out. They're like, you didn't grab your ticket. I was like,
I mean, what you got to realize too is he didn't go in like a guy that, you know, just, you know, walked out of a Starbucks and had his, you know, his one and only shot.
Yeah.
Right. He's been training for the Olympics since he's 12 years old.
Yeah.
So I think him going in a little bit more prepared and not like, whoa, you know what I mean? He's going in, yo, what's up? I'm ready to sing.
Right.
You know, I think that, you know, especially smart artists like that can see that. And didn't Luke Bryan was like, oh, no, this kid's already media trained. Yeah. Because of the way he's answering questions.
Because
and,
of you.
Because of just because of everything he's been through. You know what I mean? Like obviously the stuff that I'm, you know, trying to mentor him on as well. But he just went in with a little bit more experience. So I feel like naturally she kind of felt like, no, motherfucker, you don't come in here expecting it. You know, you can't just come in here and sing beautiful and think that we're just going to be like, oh, my God. Yeah.
You're good. Go ahead. She's like, no, motherfucker, sing another one. Let's hear this shit.
Let's push him. If he thinks he's a badass, let's see some badass.
That's good.
You know, so
which
I appreciated. You know?
I think it's great. You know, you're so young. You're so talented. When you talk about stress, I'm like, what are you stressing about? Is it disappointing him? Is it like your parents?
I mean, it's all of them, right? Because my parents moved here and moved my little sister, said goodbye to my grandma, you know, their parents, to their sisters and brothers, my cousins, sold our house. Sold, you know, my dad, you know, he loved the cars, sold cars, like I said, we have nothing in South Africa, right?
Like they left their family.
Left everything. There's no other family I have here.
Dogs,
I literally came here.
You know, everything.
Manny and his family's my only family here.
What
you know?
you mean? What about us?
Exactly. Now I got some new family members. But no, so I mean that's the main thing I guess I think about most is like, dang, well, you know, my parents have like more belief in me than I even have in myself, and I have a relative amount of belief. So that's mostly like I don't think there's any way it doesn't happen. Like that's kind of how I have to think, right? But it's just kind of like, what if it doesn't happen to the extent, or you know, what if there's something I do to disappoint them, whatever, and all this stuff that they gave up. So that's mostly. And then when it comes to this American Idol stuff, it's like, well, this is what you've been working for and what you wanted to do. So imagine if I went on there and I messed up and like, you know. So that was the main thing, but I really haven't felt pressure like that anywhere else.
I feel like that's, you know, you're confident, but you're also smart enough to understand, you know, that
well, it was all the training.
It's not just going to be handed to you. You know what I mean? Because you gotta work at it. So I think that's good, because just moving here alone is scary.
Right.
I mean, they left literally like everything.
But I want to challenge you a little bit, especially given how young you are. You can use nervous energy, right?
Yeah.
What if I let him down? What if? And you look at all the negative, right? But you can also think of it with, they have so much belief in you, right? You're not their meal ticket. You're not like, he has belief in you. He's been around. Your parents had the belief to leave everything behind because they believe in you.
Yeah.
So if anything, to me, that'd be like, holy shit, I'm the shit. You know, like I'm the fucking shit. And everyone's
so
like,
confident,
you know, I'd be like, not to be stupid or cocky, but rather just like, you know, oh my God, I'm gonna, what am I? But rather,
always
holy
stay
fuck,
humble,
I'm like
bro.
surrounded by people that love me, that support me, that believe in me, and you have talent. Like, I don't need to lie to you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like
If
your
you suck, we
talent's
would have been
there.
like, "Yo, stop singing."
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, cool,
Let's
cool.
go dance.
Right. You're great. Oh my gosh, you're great.
Okay, thanks
No.
for coming.
Yeah.
Right. No, but
Nah,
I
you're good, man.
I just want you to consider it that
Yeah.
way too, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I think it's a nice little balance there.
Yeah, I
Um,
appreciate you saying that. That's,
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate that. And I mean, another good thing I have is always that, like, you know, obviously my little sister supports me, but she'll never see me anything other than her annoying older brother, you know?
Right.
So
Yeah.
I always have that when I'm like, hey, Wrench, I have this new song. Like, what do you think of it? She's like, yeah, it's cool.
Eh.
Yeah,
It's
it's
alright.
nice. Like, I'll always,
Sorry.
I'll always have that. Like, even, you know, my mom and dad are gonna like freak out if they love something, but my sister will always be like, yeah, it's not my favorite. It's cool. You know what I mean? She'll be like that. So I always have that. Keep it humble.
yeah, you're not gonna have anything to worry about. Not that I'm a psychic or anything, but
But
seriously,
you can tell,
just-
bro.
you can.
And he's taking you the right path and,
Right.
and just
Appreciate it.
getting you ready for everything that's
Right.
coming. Dude, you need that because if you were 12 and you blew up, bro, you would be into drugs and parties and all this
We've
shit.
seen
You
so
would have
many of that.
you would have
So
blown
many.
it
We've seen
all
that,
away.
yeah.
And it
Yeah.
happens all the time.
Yeah.
So he's so I
Yeah.
mean, bro,
He's
you're
grounded.
Yeah.
You're very
He's grounded
blessed.
and
Yeah.
he
And
has that
he's
wisdom.
naturally grounded, but obviously this business, we've all seen it.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
it
yeah.
can turn you upside down. And
Yeah.
you come to LA, you move to LA from any
Oh, you're
Right.
done.
anywhere in the world. You move to LA from somewhere in the
Bro,
Midwest,
you're
you come and
done.
get your head cut off.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you come from South Africa, and it's just a different. It's
Yeah.
just a
It's a
different
different
culture.
vibe,
It's
yeah.
a
I mean,
different.
yeah.
You know, everything's just different. You got to get acclimated with it. You got to learn it. So yeah, I mean, my philosophy is just to always tell the truth,
Mhm.
not to have any yes man around saying, "Oh yeah, that's great, that's great." Even when people do that, I'll tell them like, "Hey, bro,
Yeah.
you know,
Stop it.
stop kissing his ass. Like, you told me something, and then you told him something
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?"
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. I
You
mean,
know what I
I
mean?
mean, Manny's
So-
all
Manny's
bullshit.
definitely that had like a big role in making sure that nobody's around me. Like
Good.
he's been putting me in like, you know,
So
tough
important.
situations at times. You know, like
Right.
doing some stuff that like you
You have
know,
a roller.
doing some stuff like
yeah, you're gonna need a roller, bro.
No, yeah, especially when you start to hit it, it's pretty big time to be on American Idol, to be doing all this stuff. You probably have that from growing up in South Africa, but you need someone
Yeah.
like him
yeah.
to weed out all the crazy people, because people
For
show up
sure.
promising you the world. We have Lamborghinis
We've been-
and
we've been
Ferraris,
around
and
the
people are
block,
like,
bro.
"Ooh, they promise you,
Yeah.
they dangle these
Yeah.
carrots in front of you,"
And
they're just like,
they're all
"Oh, and we
bullshit.
and it's like to be able
Literally.
to weed that out and
Yeah.
say, "Okay, that's real, that's bullshit." You stay away from him because
Yeah.
you know
that's real.
it's super important. So he's a little angel that you have watching
Little
over
devil.
you, or a devil,
I'm
you
I'm
know.
a little good.
A
devil.
little
Good
bit of
devil.
both is good. He pushes you.
Which shoulder is he on?
Yeah. I can be on both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can be on both. That's one of my talents.
Yeah,
So
man.
if you weren't singing, what would you
Yeah, so I mean, the dream
be
would be a race
driving.
car driver.
really?
Yeah, that
Formula
would-
One, bro. You can't do NASCAR.
No NASCAR. I mean, Formula One's like so. I feel like that's more.
Like European.
I don't know. Formula One. I would probably be NASCAR. I'd probably be doing
Okay.
NASCAR. I don't know. I feel like that's more fun to me. But no, more realistically, I was thinking about being an anesthesiologist. That's what I'd be doing.
What
Yeah.
Damn.
is that real?
Yeah, I would have gone to medical school.
Stop.
Become an anesthesiologist.
That- That's highly specific.
Yeah.
That's what
yeah,
I
it's
would've-
very specific.
I-
It's like very random.
Yeah.
How? Why?
Anesthesiologist.
Yeah,
I wanna
why
put,
that?
want to put a needle in people's necks so they fall asleep.
What?
Now he's gonna sing and put them to sleep.
No, you're not.
I
Gonna
Yeah,
put him to
slid
sleep.
yeah,
away.
Are your parents in that field?
No. My dad is a general contractor, builds houses. My mom helps him with that. But before that, she did like financial advising for pharmaceutical medical company or something like that. So no, they don't do anything like that. And they were athletes at school. So my mom is a track star, and my dad played like
Oh, wow.
cricket and tennis and all kinds of sports, and he's a good runner now too. So yeah, nothing like that. But yeah, I don't know. I just want to be an anesthesiologist because it seemed like it
Fun
seemed like
job.
something I wanted to do. It's not like
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like I don't really have to deal with like all the blood and all the surgeries and stuff like a doctor. but I could still be paid similarly, do my thing, just be an NSG. Cool, did it, done.
Put his ass to sleep. We're good.
Dope, did it.
Dude,
Are
I
you
went through a
good in
lot of that
school?
shit.
Are you like
Yeah,
academic?
yeah, I love, man, it's crazy because now it's such a different story because I'm still good in school, but it's just not at all my focus because I'm online school now. So I'm so behind right
He's
now
falling behind right
because
now.
I just did New York and then went straight to Florida and now we're going back to New York. So I'm just falling behind, but I mean, the grades are still good.
But he'll catch up.
I used to,
Yeah.
I used to
catch
love
up.
school. Like school used to be my whole life. That's why,
No
like I
way.
said, anesthesiologist. I was like valedictorian from like 4th to 7th grade, every grade until because in South Africa it's way more like competitive.
For sure.
So every semester they'll announce the top 20 academically in order, 2019, 18,
Yeah.
17, and I was number.
Oh,
And
wow.
my first semester when they did that, I came like 6th,
Holy shit.
and I was like, that will never happen again. And I was number 1 every single semester after
Yeah,
that because I
that's
I
good.
hated the feeling of not being number 1 in that because I knew I could.
Yeah.
Instead of being number 6, I just wasn't like happy with that. And my mom was super supportive of that and helped me out with a lot of study and stuff. So I love school.
Have you taken an IQ test?
No, I have not. Probably like 45. No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't know.
Probably 145.
Yeah, my mom is like the most intelligent person I know. And I think my sister's more intelligent than me too. She never likes to admit it, but I get my height from my dad. No, I was kidding. My dad's smart too, but no, I get more of that side of stuff from my mom. My dad's more of a people person. My mom would just be in her room all day if she could.
Doing what? Studying law books or biology books or what?
Yeah, no. My mom is not a people person like that. So I got
so
more of that.
cool.
I got more of my social skills from my dad, and then my mom, I got more of my thinking and my mind stuff.
Well, it definitely shows. I mean, you're multifaceted
Yeah.
for sure. There's
Thank you.
natural talent there. There's natural intelligence. You have someone that's going to support that for a long-term vision. Where do you see yourself? How old are you again right
16.
16.
now? I know. I just wanted to hear that. So where do you see yourself by the time you're whatever age? Like what do you have that, or you're just like, I'm here now. I'm going to see how it evolves. Like what
Just
do you?
keep grinding.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is, I think the hardest thing for me to do is to kind of like envision the future. Because I always sit there and I'm like, so let me just sit here and think about what I think is going to happen and kind of just like imagine my life 3 years from now. But just seeing how differently stuff's turned out ever since I was 12 when I thought I was going to be here and now I'm over here doing this. I don't think I could plan that out, but I mean, there's more goals than there are what I want to be doing. Like a goal would be to be like nominated for like 1 Grammy in the next few years, you know what I mean? Like just at least nominated for something, or that's a goal. But I mean, that's a very small part of what I'd be doing. So I guess the goals are to be the biggest artist in the world in the next 5-10 years, or sooner than that, hopefully. But
Are you competitive? Or are you?
I'm very competitive. Yeah,
Alright.
That's good.
which
yeah,
is
I can sense that.
yeah, I'm very competitive. But I mean, I don't do. The thing is, the whole thing about music, I'm competitive in other things, but like music. It's not really a comparable thing. It's like art. You can't be like this art piece is better than this
Right.
art piece, right? So
Right.
I don't know. That's why I'm not really competitive in that space. But I guess I'd be more competitive in other things. But music I just do because it's like my love.
Do you do any sports or anything?
No, well, I used to play cricket in South Africa. Most people don't even freaking know what that is in America. But I used to play cricket, tennis, golf, most things with like a racket or a stick
Yeah.
or a bat.
Badminton?
Badminton. That I didn't play that until I was here.
Nothing
Oh,
I
physical.
love it. It's so great.
So
Nothing
pretty much
physical.
nothing like football or anything like that. I used to be a tiny little kid. But that's my dad. My dad thought I was gonna be something like that because my dad's like 6'2".
I was gonna say
he's
your
like
dad. Your
relatively
dad's a pretty tall guy.
like athletic. He goes to the gym,
Yeah.
and he's just like good at most things he tries. So that's what he thought I was gonna be. He thought I was gonna be like a rugby player in South Africa when I grow up, and that's not what happened.
What do you
Yeah.
do for fun? I mean, you
Yeah.
can do so many different things.
So now that I have a car, that's all I do. Just drive.
What kind of a car do you have?
I have a Macan. That's what I got. Porsche.
Nice.
You
And
better be careful.
I
You're
know.
16 with a Porsche.
yeah,
Come on.
yeah.
Thank God you
I-
don't have a bike though.
I got the Macan. Yeah, no.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I would love
You'd
to
be
bike.
crazy.
I'd love.
No.
No, I want to bike, low key. I need to get an e-bike.
Stay
Do you
away.
want to see his leg? You don't want to.
Oh
Like,
no,
what did
no.
you
I mean,
have?
I mean an e-bike. Like I want just
What
like an
did you
actual.
have?
Oh, like an
no,
actual
I want
bike.
like an actual bike.
I'm talking about like
driven
a
No, not a
motorcycle.
motorcycle. No,
Like
I wouldn't.
shit.
No, I wouldn't do a
crashed on
motorcycle.
Good.
I crashed on my R1. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it's,
it took me 3 years
it's
to get
just-
back. I
yeah.
should have had my leg cut off,
Dang.
but I went through a lot to save it and put it back
Yeah,
together.
I guess. Yeah. Well, I go play golf with my dad. I haven't done that in a while though, so we just go to the driving range or
That's cool.
go to the golf course. But other than that, me and Manny play VR. Play
Oh,
some.
that's cool.
He plays Xbox. I'm trying to convert him to PlayStation. He's
Are you living at his house because he's got you
He's right down
working
the street.
24 hours
He's right
an
down the
hour?
street.
Pretty much, yeah. I live right.
Moved him close.
Yeah,
Like, he like
close
moved
so
them
we
real
can-
close to
Yeah, I
him.
live-
Where do you
He's like,
guys
I gotta
live?
keep
Are
an
you
eye on
in
your
OC
ass.
or LA?
Irvine.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Live in Irvine, so I'm right
Super
down the street
cool.
from him. And yeah, so when I'm over there, I'm playing Call of Duty on his Xbox. But like I said, trying to convert him to PlayStation because that's the life to live right there, the PlayStation life.
There you go.
Yeah, he's
Where's
not,
the studio
Oculus.
at?
it's
In
in
my
his house.
garage.
No
Oh,
way.
you
We're
did.
coming
It's
over.
called El Garage
El
Really?
Garaje.
Studios.
Hey,
Yeah, man.
just so you know, we were actually thinking about when we get our actual big building. I think we're gonna do a
He wants to
little.
do.
I want to
Oh,
do a
great.
little.
Yeah, let me know. I'll help it however I
Yeah.
can.
I mean, we throw you guys in the mix. Let's get it
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
one of my guys like, let's make a studio out here because there's no, everyone goes to LA.
Yeah.
I'm like,
That's right.
we should have like when we have like a 10,000 square foot facility,
Mhm.
we'll take a little bit of the office and turn it into a
Oh,
full
yeah,
on
that'd be
studio
great.
out here,
be
and
great.
everyone can come here, not LA.
Yeah, you could do a lot because then
Yeah.
you could do,
Have all
There's a
kinds
lot
of
you can
artists.
do.
have a psych, have
Yeah.
art shows, all that
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
I'm all about like if you're doing NFT and Web3 and cars, your plate is so full. He wants to throw things into the mix. I'm like, you take care of that.
Yeah.
Me?
I mean, it's not taking care of it. You just have it, and
Right. And people can
it just
make
brings
use of it.
more because
It's
all
true.
these everyone is like, at the end of the
Very
day, it
true.
all comes back to the exotic cars.
Yeah.
Everyone's like,
Absolutely.
I want that lifestyle. I want to be in the studio.
Yeah.
Get me that car.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
all like one thing. So it's just, I think it's a great focus.
Yeah,
to-
all I know is when it comes to getting the Mercedes, one day I'm coming right over here, just skirting over.
There you
Bro,
go.
I'll get you my boy's car. I'll get it for you so you can take it out.
I don't know. He's
appreciate that.
16.
Yeah, I
if
don't know
wanna-
about trusting me. With
I don't
that
know
yet.
if I
Not
want to
yet, not
trust
yet.
that. Yeah. Wait. So I asked this question from you, but obviously you've seen what he's got, right?
Yep.
So in your head, you've been there, done that. You're
Yeah.
wise, and you're the sage. What do you see for him coming
Yeah,
up?
well, I'd like him to be the biggest star in the world.
There you go.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
I like that idea.
yeah.
Shit,
And I think the path that we're building is going to set him up for that.
for sure.
Do you think it's going to be the Bieber path, or like what, besides being your own path, but just kind of alongside that juxtaposition of that path, or is it going to be different?
I think the trajectory will be a little bit different,
Mhm.
just because of the time and space that we're in right now.
Mm.
And I think that musically, it will be a little bit more dynamic.
Mhm.
But I think the end result will be the same.
Got it.
Yeah,
I definitely. Go
I
for it.
think something that I found surprising too a lot of the time is like when I look at a lot of my logistics like on Instagram or Spotify, I find that a lot of, even though like if I'm out, like it'll be 16-year-old girls, a lot of my demographic is like older people too, like 18 to 24 too.
Why?
So I think that's kind of like already showing a little bit of more of like a, it's different because like Bieber obviously he did his thing and it's kind of like a super pop thing, and now he's kind of going into R&B and more of that kind of thing. But I've always resonated more with that and listening to that kind of music growing up. So I don't know. I think it's already kind of stemmed more of a mature thing, considering how old I am now is how old he was when he was like starting out, and he looks like and he was just like a more of a. It was, I don't feel like it was as mature at that age,
For sure.
even though I love Bieber, and I love everything he's done, and I love the comparison
Right.
in the fact that how successful he is. Right, I'd love to achieve that level of success,
I think
and
you
obviously
will.
I'd love to be Stefan Benz. But yeah, I think there's a certain level of like a little bit more of a maturity at this time in my music and
I
in the
totally
music
agree
that I
with
make.
that.
Yeah,
I would love to hear more of the. I think of it as an African influence in
Yeah.
your music, and that's where your maturity and breadth comes from. Would love to hear a little bit of that.
Yeah.
But I totally agree with you. When I first saw your videos, I was like, holy shit, you are the next Justin Bieber,
yeah.
Not the similarities they're immediately there,
yeah,
right?
Yep.
The voice, the
Yeah.
talent, and I really do believe that you kind of go beyond where he was. I totally agree with that. Just
I mean,
with your
I feel like
voice.
we can break records like that haven't been
can.
broken before.
Oh,
you
Yeah.
know?
for sure.
And the fact that he's, from South Africa obviously is very interesting because he brings a different part of the culture of music with him,
Mhm.
right? It's not like West African, Afro beats. It's kind of a different take on it that we can add and implement his culture
Right.
into it, right? And he can do, and because he naturally gravitates towards, rhythm and blues and more of an R&B flavor to pop, as opposed to pop R&B, I think is the difference.
Mhm.
It's a small difference, but it will count when
Absolutely.
when things start, taking off for him because people will hear it. And I think that's what makes it very interesting, right? Because people will see, wait, you're doing Afro pop? You can't do that.
Yeah.
Why? Like you're like a 16-year-old white boy. This is
Right.
cultural
Yeah.
appropriation. Da da da. And then you're like, well, wait a second. You grew up listening to this shit,
Yeah.
and this is kind of a part of who you are, and
Yeah.
it's what you listen to. And then they hear the voice and they get to know him, and it makes it much more interesting than him just coming out of the gate singing, Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, imitating somebody else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What is your?
Dope.
What were you
No,
gonna
I
say?
was just sitting up.
Are you Hawaiian?
No, actually, I get that a lot. Yeah, I have a very ambiguous look, but I'm actually Native American and Hispanic. So yeah,
Amazing.
so I'm Mexican and Apache Indian.
See, that's why he's got the roots. He
He's got the
knows
deep
he's
roots.
connected to the land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right, boy.
Yeah,
That's right.
there's something to be said about that, but I think also you being an immigrant, it seems like, you look at you're like, what, American, easy. But no, being an immigrant, it gives you a different perspective. We talk about this on almost every podcast. We're immigrants. It gives you a different way of looking at things. It gives you breadth that people, I don't want to belittle people that grew up here, but just having your foot in two different cultures,
Yeah.
it makes you more mature.
Yeah.
And it shows.
I think it definitely helped growing up, even though South Africa is just as technologically advanced, I guess, as America is, and a lot of people think it's just like safaris and animals walking around. It is still a third world country, and I used to have power outages 3 times a week for 6 hours at a time, and it's like scheduled, and Cape Town's in a supermassive drought, so there's no water in Cape Town. So there's still a lot of stuff that I am appreciative of here. I remember when I just moved, the power went out in Irvine for like 3 minutes, and everybody was freaking out everywhere, like, oh my gosh, the power went out. And I was like, damn, like, my power used to be out like 6 hours,
6 hours
at a time,
yeah.
4 times a week and a schedule, and then sometimes it just gets stolen, so it'd just be the whole day, like the power cables would be stolen. So I guess there's a certain level of stuff that I appreciate in that, and I grew up in certain places where if I just drive a little bit out, there's certain things that I've seen there that I could never see, like most places in America.
People here freak out if there's rain.
Yeah,
They're freaking out
Like
now.
people,
True.
yeah,
I was
they don't know
supposed to
how
go
to
to LA
drive.
the
They're
other
like,
day,
come on.
Bruh.
and I was like, people act
It
like
starts
it's
raining
a
and
fucking
they're like, oh
thunderstorm.
my God, I can't drive.
If it's sprinkling, so I was like, I'm
Yeah.
not driving up to LA
Yeah,
today,
it's crazy.
just because of the way that other people drive.
Yeah.
It
It's
just,
so crazy. I'm like, come on. Where? Just really quickly, I'm a big Pearls guy. How did that come about? Is that your mom's? Who says that?
So yeah, when I was 11, 12, everything's when I was 11, 12. I went to, or maybe 13. I went to an Oscar pre-party, and I wore this like black suit, and I tied up all the buttons, and I was like, how do I make this like a little, like how do I make this pop a little? And we're just like trying this necklace, try this.
the
My mom was
pearls
like,
on.
my mom was like, or Manny or whoever was like, try the pearls on, put it on, and it's just a little bit of the pearls because that showed because like it was buttoned up, so you just saw a little bit of it, and that's like kind of when it started. And I did the pearls. Like the thing is, a lot of people think that I'm kind of just doing it now because other people are doing it, but I did it like
We did it.
2017.
Like, we were the,
You're like,
we-
I did this
so
when I was 2.
we were literally the second person to do it. When we did that outfit, I was online. I was looking at pictures. I was looking for style ideas, and whenever he goes to some of these events, whether it's a movie premiere or an award show, like I want to kind of be ahead of the game.
Yeah.
So I found the one photo, and it was Harry Styles, and it was the first time he ever had like pearls on, and I was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
And so I
It is
immediately
cool.
told him,
So-
like, let's grab some
Yeah.
pearls,
Yeah.
put it on, because no one had seen it. It was just one photo. I think it was at like the Met Gala,
Yeah.
and no one was doing it yet. And I was like, let's
So
go
yeah,
with
at
that.
first it was my mom's that first night, but then I went and bought my own, and I also like the pearls because it's like, it's like it pops because you're looking at it, right? It's a thing, and it kind of becomes like a little bit of my thing. I used to have a pearl bracelet, but it broke, so I need to get a new one.
Which
It's like
was mine, by the way.
yeah, it's different to like wearing silver around my neck, and
For
it's
sure.
different to like diamond. It's not as flashy as like a diamond, and silver is like a little played out. So I like the pearl because like it pops and you're gonna look at it, but it's not like a diamond. Like look at me.
Do you
So-
wear pearl earrings too? I
no,
can't tell if you.
I just got the diamond in the ear.
There you go.
Yeah, not yet.
There you go. I have to say, you have done so much. You're on American Idol. You're going to these Oscar parties. You've done so much. by just meeting you, talking to you, you would never know. You're down to earth as fuck.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
I think you naturally have talent. I think the world of you. I think you're gonna with him around too. You guys are a dynamic duo.
Dude, the first time I met
means a
you,
lot.
I was like, dude, you're my brother, bro. I was like, where you been? No wonder we should have partied back in the day. But
It's coming. It's
I was
coming.
like feeling like, you just feel the
Yeah,
vibe with
yeah.
people. And then he
Right.
was so like nice, and his mom was super nice.
Yeah,
His
yeah,
dad
that's right. She
came
came
and
in,
said,
yeah,
what's up?
yep.
Yeah, it was all good. So I was like, yeah, keep you guys around anytime you need shit. Just
Yeah, I appreciate
feel
you
at
guys.
home here, bro.
Means a lot,
Appreciate you
man.
guys
Yeah.
for having us, and
Yeah.
we'll do more stuff together.
Oh, for
Appreciate
We
sure.
it.
will. You're down the street. Our parents live in Irvine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're-
Okay.
So
We're
they're
super
there.
close.
We're here. We're super
Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
But really, I mean, I'm so thankful for both of you being
No,
here.
thank you.
But we
Can't-
gotta have him sing a little bit of a song when we're leaving.
Yeah. What I'd like to do is maybe we play a song. Maybe we play a song, or what?
Sure.
What are you thinking?
I mean, I don't know, whatever.
What do you feel like
Yeah.
doing?
What do you feel like?
Yeah.
We already
You're
did-
the artist.
we
You're
already
like,
did.
I'm done.
So the first song I played you got sang in the beginning is unreleased. It's called Pick Up Your Phone. Then the second one was called Balcony.
Yep.
Maybe we do Worth the Wait, or I mean that one's kind of the same vibe though. Or maybe we did Trip Girl here.
He's got like
Nah, no,
400
Trip Girl.
songs. Just
Yeah, there's
pick
so many
one.
to pick from.
He's like, I got way too many songs.
Is your biggest audience on TikTok or where is it?
What'd you say? My
Is your-
biggest audience is on Instagram. Because I start like the thing is people always ask me like, so what is your thing?
Yeah.
Like what was the thing that broke you? And it's kind of like, well, for me it's kind of just been a slow grind. It hasn't been like,
For
oh,
sure.
this was the thing, and I think that's kind of good.
It might be TikTok now. I think.
Well, biggest audience. Well, I have the most followers on Instagram, but I think more people watch me on TikTok. Probably
Got it.
it reaches more people.
Is that right? Still.
Yeah, for sure. It's
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
closing in though. It's closing
gotta
in
close
though.
it.
Closing in. It's
TikTok's
really closing
TikTok
in.
getting there. It's coming up
Gotta
to my
close
How
Instagram.
many followers do you have on IG?
238K. This one's worth the wait.
Oh, I feel that pressure building. I look at you and go crazy. Oh, we could fill up this building. Oh, I've been patient.
Oh, you got a call.
That
While
always
we
happens.
That's good. It
waiting,
highlights your
waiting. While we waiting.
You guys could cut that part out.
I've been patient. Girl, I know that you gon' be so worth the wait. Just say the word, cause I'm saving my love now for you, my babe. Girl, I know that you gon' be so worth the wait. Just say the word, cause I'm saving my love now for you, my baby, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's
it's
my
my
Oh, you're
That's good.
amazing.
Muchas
Thank
gracias.
you guys.
Damn.
Thank you guys. That was amazing.
That's
Like,
called Worth the Wait, and it's out now on Spotify. 6 Doors Down's the EP.
Damn.
click the link.
Yeah. Hey, that shit
You guys,
sounds
thank
good,
you so
bro.
much. I mean,
Honestly.
really,
Of course.
You're
Manny,
amazing.
I know
You're
you got
amazing.
Manny. I know you got some words of wisdom for anybody else trying to be in his shoes. What advice you got for people?
My advice is there's no shortcuts. You got to do the
Yep.
work. You got to put the grind
Thank the
in.
Lord.
Yeah. You
there's
can't-
not enough of
you
that.
can't-
People
yeah.
You know,
advocating that.
my mentor Charlie Walk taught me that you can't cut the line. You can't cut the line in life. If you really
Yeah.
want something, you got to go and you got to get it.
Yeah.
You got to put in the work. You got to, you got to be a different person, a different beast, a different animal every
Mhm.
day, and you got to just fucking go for it.
And it shows. Look at this guy,
Yeah.
man. Just in the last
Listen.
year since I seen him, I swear.
Yeah, now
he's
I have
like
the
grown a
now I have the
lot.
brown hair too. You know, going through the phases. I used to be bleached.
Yeah,
There you are.
Yeah, yeah, I used to be bleached
Yeah.
when I was here last time.
yeah, he was. I
They're
don't know
both
if-
good
yeah.
looks.
Yeah, appreciate it.
But you guys, seriously, thank you very much
Thank
for
you
coming
guys for
by.
coming out.
Best
Can't wait
podcast in
to
OC.
do-
They got the Henny.
Hey, you already know. And then he's gonna take the Lambo after.
That's
Let's
crazy.
go.
Manny was loving the ride. He's like,
Yeah,
let
let's
me
go.
take that bitch real
right.
quick.
No Lambos. You're 16. No
Yeah.
car.
No,
No, you can have any car you want.
no. When we get the RA back though, like we'll get you.
Just a
on.
little,
Yeah.
just a little.
We'll
Just a
get
little. I
you
gotta
on
just
it.
sit in there for a second.
Yeah, no, I got you, bro.
Okay, appreciate you guys.
You're
can't
good.
can't
you're
wait
good.
to see. Can't
Thank
wait
you
to
guys
see
for
what's
coming
next.
out.
Thank
Really.
you very much.
Thank you both.
Hey,
Thank
you got
guys
big
so
fans
much.
here, bro.
Hey.
Honestly, we got your
Got the
back.
fam. Like I said, got
Yeah.
the new
You really
fam.
do.
Yeah,
Thank you very
True
much,
fam.
guys.
And we are out today. Thank y'all for
We're-
joining in.